This is really module. There's an assignment. I'm not sure whether those who are online and on doing distance, there's the first assignment. You have to write 250 words, children's fiction or non-fiction. So 250 words that you have to write, and you have to write 10 questions. Okay, so I've just started recording, but we are also sharing with those who are doing online learning and distance. So I'm just emphasizing the first assignment. So the first assignment should be handed in by this week. So they can those are doing online and distance learning. You can send it on the student portal, or when you have just message the distance online coordinator, Mr. Rubira, and then we will just I'll ask him to print it out for me, and then I'll mark it. Then I'll give you feedback. The second assignment would be an essay. I'm going to teach you how to do the box plan essay. I've got a particular type of way that I want the essay to be done. It's a box plan essay type of layout. It is what is internationally required for you to do. It's the latest type of essay way of writing, and you're supposed to use at least 5 to 10 references that are 5 to 10 years old, not more than that. So I don't expect someone to be writing a reference that is in the 1990s. I will not look. I will penalize. And I think this year I'm going to be very strict. I see a reference that is more than 10 years old, I am going to subtract 10 marks, because you are writing information that is now outdated. It is not relevant in this era. It is not relevant in this century. I will not mark it. In fact, I'll mark it, but I'll subtract 10 marks, because you are going to work with people who are in this particular generation. They are not born in 1990. The ones who were born in 1990, 1970 are not students anymore. So the information that you are writing is not for the children or whoever you're going to work with. Those that finished school, those are old, they're doing their own thing, some of them have retired. So I do not want information that is more than 10 years old. Okay? Yes. You cannot give me information that I myself did not research. I was not even born during that time. So I don't want to read information that was written when I was not even born. When I myself spend time to read things that are published latestly this year, last year, I don't read old things. If I want to do that, I should attend the history classes, unless in our course module we look at the historical background of how something happened. Yes, then that is understandable. Then you can make reference to old articles. But for myself, please don't. I'm going to be very strict on it. I will subtract 10 marks. So every time you mention a reference that is more than 10 years old. So basically, you just say that as a good.
References from
2023. The articles were in February. The articles that are there even in January, February, that have been submitted. Because what happens is people write in November, December. These articles get published by January, February. There are always people researching and publishing things. The debate might be, okay, is it relevant and stuff, but it should be relevant, okay? So when I mean 10 years back, I'm also talking of, it should be 2013, so 2013. That is the last reference again that you should have, okay? Because I don't personally read old books. I've never done that. And it has been very helpful for me, because I have not professionally had to develop myself much, because I'm always up to date with my own profession, with my own practice and research, okay? So it helps you to always be ahead of everybody, okay? So when anything else comes, It's coming, but you are already prepared for it, you're already practicing it, all you're doing is you're reflecting and reviewing. Okay? Because you need to realize that you're laying down a 30-year career. We're not going to have time to go back and start reading things that are current. Read things that are current 5 years, 10 years back. Okay? And every year you should be joining early childhood websites where there are practitioners, researchers, updating the skills. Not only knowing what is happening in Malawi, but internationally. The argument is always been with students that and Malawian, there's no need to know anything else, but you might go abroad. The generation has changed, the generation is more international. There's the website, there's internet. So you're teaching students that who end up knowing more than you. You should know more than your students. Okay? And I expect you to know more than myself. Because it's supposed to be more of a facilitating program. It's supposed to be lecturing, but it should be more of facilitating. You are researching, you're knowing things, and you're up to date with your information. I should not be the only one who knows everything. You need to verify whether I am actually, you should verify whether my information is also accurate. It's your responsibility. Okay, so you can't expect me to be the what they call it, the tab maraz, an empty slate, that I'm the one who's got everything, the knowledge. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so today, in this module, we are going to look at how, well, we're going to look at theories, okay? We're going to look at two or three different theories. I'm going to ask you to know any theory. Is there any theory that you know of? A theory? What is a theory? Maybe you can start off with what is a theory. What do you mean by theory? Okay, we are going to look at theories, okay? So we're looking at theories that can be applied to the teaching of reading. Teaching and learning of reading, okay? Sorry? Sorry? Oh, okay. Okay, what is a theory? So in this lecture, these are the things that I'm going to cover. These are the objectives, lecture objectives I am going to cover. Okay? By the end of this lecture, so by the end of the lecture, okay, so you should be able to, okay, to define theory. Okay, you're going to be able to explain what a theory is. So you're supposed to give a definition of a theory. You are also going to be able to identify maybe two theories, okay, that are linked to teaching and learning of reading. And then we're also then going to critically analyze I'm going to analyze or evaluate. So the same thing. We're going to analyze behaviorist theory. Okay. Analyze behaviorist theory. What are we looking at? We're looking at its strengths, its weaknesses, okay, and its limitation in reading. Okay. Also be able to give historical background of the theory of behaviorist theory, as well as explain the key concepts in the behaviorist theory. In the behaviorist theory. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover in this lecture. Okay? What is a theory? Okay? Theory it can be a single idea, a single concept that is generated by a theorist. So someone who comes up with a theory, someone who comes up with an idea or with a concept. It's abstract, it's not concrete, it's abstract, you can't really see it, okay? It's like, for example, let me give you an example. Someone might want to find out why students enroll at this university, okay? The reasons why students choose this particular university. It could be those already at this university or those who are planning to apply to come to this university, okay? So you are trying to get some ideas of the reasons behind why current students or enrolled students would want to come here, okay? Is it because it's financial reasons? Is it because it is the cheapest form of, out of all the universities? Is this particular university reasonable, affordable? Some students choose it because of location. Is it because they're in longer and it's easier to walk to? Are they selecting this particular university because they've got siblings that have been here, brothers and sisters, they've been referred to by their cousins, their aunts, their uncles to come here, okay? So these are ideas, okay? And these ideas, someone will sit down and look at what might be the possible reasons for such a selection, okay? So when we talk about here, we're talking about the single idea. One idea, okay? So a theorist could say, I think that students who come here mainly come here because it's cheap, so it's financial reasons. Someone might say, okay, that financial reason, that is under social class, okay? So that's the single idea. That's the reason why they think the students are coming here. So it could be a single idea or a group of ideas, like I've mentioned before, okay? I have mentioned that there are a number of reasons why students would come here. So it's a single idea or a group of ideas, okay? Or concepts, keywords, okay? Financial status, location, okay? Referral, okay? These are words that have been associated with the reasons why learners would come at this particular university. Are you understanding what a theory is? So it's a group of ideas that are generated or established by someone who's either within the field, so a professional, okay? It could be a professional who's related within the field, so we call them practitioners, okay? So for example, I might decide to do this particular research because I'm a lecturer. So I'm a practitioner. I'm a lecturer trying to find out the reasons why students would be interested in coming to this university. Or it could be the registrar trying to do it, or the dean is still a practitioner because he's in management and maybe he wants to know the reasons why the students are coming and how they can improve their enrollment. Are you understanding? So it has to be a professional, a practitioner, so someone already within the field, like for myself, okay? I'm already lecturing, I'm a practitioner, I'm already within the field, okay? Or it could be a researcher who is not working with the students, okay? Who's not there, who decides from outside, okay? Either the research could be funded, or they're funding themselves, or they're just curious about wanting to find out the reasons why students are coming here, okay? So theorists Okay? Theories are generated by practitioners, those who are working within that particular field, that particular industry, or working with those particular people that they are researching, or a researcher who might be within the institution, because some universities do have, a research department and would carry out research. Some would not have one, but would outsource. Outsource, that means you are paying someone to come in and do the research. Or it might be an outsider who has nothing to do with this university, but is curious in wanting to find out. It could be even the government. Government sometimes do researches on their own as well to find out, okay, we've got higher institutions, we want to see how many are enrolled at every particular university, what is their motivation, what are they really interested in, okay? So theories usually originate from practitioners or researchers or someone who is actually who is not even within the particular field. So you find that the background of most of these theories that we're going to look at did not generate from the field of education itself, okay? When you talk of early childhood, we're talking of education and educational perspectives, okay? So most of these theories, this is one of the limitations of the theories. They're originating from a background, okay? That is not to do with childcare. That is not to do with early childhood development. They are actually coming from other fields like psychology, like sociology, philosophy. Although these aspects that are talking about sociology is sociology of education, and psychology of education, but we know that they adapted them and also they improvised these theories to try and see the relevance of these theories according to early childhood age group. So, a theory is an abstract idea, it's a concept, okay? That is generated by theory. So the person who comes up with the theories is called a theorist. And we say the theorists are coming from various levels of backgrounds. We did say that can be practitioners, someone who's already working in the field, a researcher who's in the field but who's also an outsider. Or it could just be an interested community member who might be interested in a certain concept, wants to verify that concept. So when we look at a theory, we are looking at verifying the theory. So you are trying to carry out a well-structured, it's a well-structured research, it's a well-structured approach, okay? That is evidence-based, okay? So sometimes it can be evidence-based or not. The theory could come from a background of reading. So for example, like with reading ourselves, okay? We're doing this course, this reading module, so you might be, maybe you might be prompted to set up and start up your own theory because you have attended this course, you have seen that there are some things that are not clear, maybe you've gone and taught and then you're finding that students are not able to read or there's not enough resource materials out to where you've worked, okay? So a theory could be based on what you've observed, okay? What you have seen within your workplace, okay? Or it could be you go in and you have no concept, you are going in with the idea of trying to establish a theory, trying to observe and understand. So there are two avenues that you can look at in terms of with a theory. So theories are developed from either from research, previous research that has been done. So you are looking at research that has been done, looking at the relevance of that research on a particular group of individuals, or trying to evaluate that particular theory, okay? So theories are, there are various types of theories. There's grounded theories, there's phenomenal theories, there is a lot of theories that are there, okay? And the backgrounds of these theories vary, okay? So, just to emphasize, a theory can be Yes, can you just come in because we are recording? So please just come in and get it here and then yeah. You're welcome. So we say theories can be either generated from observations from all other techniques. It actually depends on who you be a participant or it's arising from something that you've noted within your profession, from your practice, from your daily interaction with children, or it is a theory that is already there. You're trying to add on new knowledge, or you are trying to establish whether that theory is still relevant, okay, to this particular group of individuals. Or you are trying to establish a new theory, okay? Are you understanding? Yes. So theories are always ongoing. People develop new theories. Some add on to theories that have been or that are existing there. Some actually try and refute. When we say refute, you're trying to either support the theory or be against that theory. So you're trying to see how relevant is this theory in relation to reading, in relation to early childhood. Okay, to what extent can we say it is relevant? And how relevant is this theory to the context of African context, or maybe from a social class point of view? Okay, so you're looking at it from different angles. Okay, that's the theory. Okay. In this particular course, we are going to simply look at different types of theories. We're going to look at the behaviorist theory. We've got the behaviorist theory. We've got social learning theory. We've got brain development theories. Language development theory, because reading is part of the language, part of the language skill. Okay? So we're going to look at these theories. Okay? Some of these theories are very fascinating. They've got different angles, perspectives that you're going to look at in terms of these theories. Okay? One of them is looking at the individual, how like behaviorist theory looks at imitation, copy, how children copy adults. They copy adults that are in front of them, they copy teachers, how they speak, the gestures that the teachers use. The social learning theory is just advocating or emphasizing that children learn outside of, that learning within children also happens outside the school backgrounds, okay, vicinities, okay. What I simply mean by that is that learning itself for a child is also motivated and enhanced at home within the environment. So it's not only, the child does not only learn from the teacher, okay? And then the structure of the brain itself, the process of reading, there are different sections within the brain that actually process reading. So reading also has got a biological process that it undergoes, okay? So even if a child is interested in reading, even if a child copies, there are certain aspects that you cannot copy because reading is innate, okay? For you to be able to understand the story. You can't copy understanding, can you? No, you have to relate it to yourself and it has to be processed within the brain. You can't copy someone, you can't copy someone in like trying to memorize what you read. Can you copy? No. The copying, the memory retention, remembering things has to come within your brain, the structure of your brain. Are you understanding? So there are certain things that are biological, are related to the development of the brain. That are linked to reading, okay? That has nothing to do with imitation, okay? There are certain things that a child can imitate, can copy, but you cannot copy how to remember things. You can't. You have to teach yourself. The child has to teach themselves, or you can also, as a teacher, you can only give strategies of how to recall information, how to remember things. But at the end of the day, it is up to the child. Are you understanding? There's some skills that at the end of the day, no matter what you do, the child cannot copy you. They are innate, born within the biological makeup of the child. Okay? Language development, we look at the phonetics, the language itself, reading itself, it's a process. Okay, there is phonetic sounds, pronunciation of words. There is it also involves the writing, the meaning, the diction, the semantics. So we'll come across words with semantics, syntax. Okay, because sometimes linguistic stability. Okay, we are now looking at this theory looks at diction, the words themselves. Okay, we have a story, but how is this story written? Can a child, when a child reads a book, are they able to understand that this activity was done yesterday? Okay, if I say I went shopping last night, they should be able to know that last night means it was already been done, and it's a past tense. It's got nothing to do with the story. I understand. It's to do with words, the vocabulary, the grammar. Okay, are you understand? And that's another aspect that we need to look at. Okay. So the theories that we say that we talk about in this module, we've got loads of theories. So we're just going to look at.
We can also add the cognitive development.
Yes, cognitive, but I think you come under brain development. Yes. Because cognitive development is in the thinking process, how the brain processes the reading and even the speaking and the listening. Because reading includes all the four skills. That's why reading is an integrative skill, because it actually includes all the skills. Because when you are reading to the child has to listen in order for them to answer the questions. So they have to speak also. When you ask them questions about the story, they will have to be able to speak and answer the questions, okay, verbal, okay? They also need to be able to what? To write these answers down. If the answers are written on the board and you want the answers to be in written form, are you understanding? Yes. So it's an integrative skill, okay? Yes. So cognitive development theories, cognitive theories, yes, they are there, but we'll fall under the brain. And then we'll also look at model theories, interventions that are being done in association with reading. There's reading intervention programs that are there. And then we'll also look at the effectiveness of these interventions related to people. Okay. Now, let's look at, I'm going to give a historical background of the behaviorist theory, what we mean by behaviorist theory, what is the meaning of it, and then I'm also going to look at the key concepts that are related to the behaviorist theory. So we are going now moving into the one of the theories that is there and usually used in reading, when teaching and learning of reading. Because it's almost similar, okay? It is relevant in the sense that reading develops through practice. Reading develops through observing others reading, okay? Yes. So, what is a behaviorist theory? Okay? You said a theory is a concept, a group of ideas, which is evidence and well researched. It can be refuted, it can be supported or refuted argument. Okay? Behaviorist theory, when we talk about behaviorist theory, we talk about behavior. What do we mean? Behavior just means action. Okay? Okay? Actions that are done or displayed by an individual. Okay? So this theory looks at how a child behaves, the behavior of a child, how a child acts, okay? The child's action, okay? Yes. Where did it originate from? Okay. Its origins are Western. It's not an African theory. I'm still yet to see an African theory yet. Maybe it's there now. But in the field of education, I think with the African theorists, they've tried to argue in terms of the race, the gender, the ethnicity, to say, okay, this particular theory does not apply with this African context or in gender terms and stuff like that. Or they try to research it in a manner to to actually argue and say to what extent does that theory apply to this particular gender, to this particular race, or to this particular group of individuals, ethnic group. Okay? Maybe they're still working on some theories and maybe still coming up with some theories, not too sure. Okay? But behaviorist theory, okay, it is a Western concept. It's not an African concept, it's a Western concept, okay, it was originated from the West. And its background, again, it's not an education, it's not originally coming from the field of education, okay? It came from the field of science, the researchers were science-based, mainly psychologists, okay? And this was an individual who had children and wanted to see how his children learned. So he started this study, his theories at his home, okay? There are a group of them, most of them have developed this one. There are a number of theories who have developed this behaviorist theory. So you always need theorists try to add on their own knowledge about this behaviorist theory, okay? So it's a number of different theories at different points in their time evaluated this theory and added some insights, and provided insights into this particular theory. Okay, so I just mentioned one who had children, was doing this particular research at home with his children. At that time, I think the children were small and was not, I think he had avoided formal education, he was trying to teach them himself. So he was observing his children and then recording what he was observing, how the children were learning and how he was teaching them. Then there was also another theorist who decided to observe dogs, okay? He decided to observe dogs. He wanted to look at how do dogs respond to training, to treatment, he was fascinated about trying to understand how dogs are motivated to want to please their owner, okay? So for example, what he then did is he set up an experiment at his house. The number of experiments that he set, the first one was, what he did was he had treats that he would give to the dog, okay? And then he would ring a bell. So he would put the treat, ring the bell, and the dog would come and take the treat. And then there actually are quite a number of versions to this theory. Some say there was tying of a bell around the dog, and then the dog would then also the owner would have a bell, and then the bell would be rung, and then the treat would be given. Okay? There's variation. But these theories happened, some of them happened a long time ago, way before I was even born. Okay? So there are variations to the origins of these theories. Okay? Documented from different other theories that they have built up on these theories, and also themselves. They left a record of these theories. Okay? The theories themselves. So the first one was what they would do is they would put a dog treat, ring a bell, and then the dog would come, and then it would be given a treat. Okay, so they discovered that every time the bell was rung, the dog would come, whether the treat was there or not. When you say dog treat, like dog biscuits, okay? So the dog associated the ringing of the bell with that treat, okay? So the dog would come because the dog would associate the ringing of the bell to be given a treat, okay? So that's the background of that theory, okay? It's originated from psychologists. They are well known. The theories are well known from the psychologist background. Okay, it's not education related, although it was then implemented and absorbed and taken by the early childhood field. It is not originally an education-related theory. That's why it has limitations. That's why it has disadvantages to this theory. And we'll look at those disadvantages as well. Okay, so what are the concepts that are related to this behaviorist theory. In an exam, I could ask, evaluate one theory that is associated with the teaching and learning of reading. That's one way I could ask the question. Or a question could be asked in this manner. Okay? Can you explain or critically analyze the behaviors theory in relation to teaching and learning of reading? Or evaluate the behaviors in this theory in relation to reading in preschool. Okay? At the end of the day, the question is still there. You've understood. Okay? So, what I would expect you to do, or what I would expect you to find in that essay, okay, are the following. You should have these key concepts. When we talk of theories, okay, most students have problems with explaining a theory, with debating a theory, with laying out the structure of how to debate a theory. This is the way you should do it, okay? Any question on any theory, regardless of whether it is in this class or not, you need to identify the key concepts that are associated with that theory. When we talk of that theory, what words are used to describe that theory? And within your essay, you should be able to what? To include that. So behaviorist theory, these are the words, these are the key words, the concepts associated with this particular behaviorist theory. Okay, so you cannot talk of behaviorist theory without talking of these words. Imitation, okay? Reward, punishment. I'm going to explain them, okay? So there's imitation, reward, punishment, praise, okay? Reinforcement, okay? Is positive reinforcement, okay? These are the words. So when you do describe the theory, please include some of these words. If you can, most of the words, okay? That's how you answer any question on a theory. Then you're looking at its strengths and weaknesses, its advantages and disadvantages, and its relevance. How do you apply the theory then to the field of, to the question that you've been asked, to reading or to the field of education or whatever, okay? Imitation, okay, it's copy, okay? Children will copy your behavior, will copy the action of an adult that is in front of them, okay? That's what the theory says. Okay? Now we need to link it to reading. The theory just says children will imitate, children will copy. They didn't say copy what. Now we need to link it to reading, to the teaching and learning of reading. Are you understanding? It just generalizes and says children will imitate, will copy actions of an adult. Okay? The action will be repeated, so there's repetition, okay? The action is likely to be repeated if there is positive reinforcement, or if there is some reinforcement. Reinforcement is you are emphasizing, you are encouraging, you are motivating, okay? So, any behavior, okay, employed by a child, or displayed by a child, okay, is going to be repeated by the child because there is an adult motivating that behavior, encouraging that behavior, giving rewards to that behavior, praising that particular type of behavior, okay? So, it does not matter whether it is good actions or bad actions, okay? When it becomes bad actions that the child is repeating, okay? That means it becomes what? Negative reinforcement. positive, okay? If it is good actions, okay? Society is the one that determines what is good and what is bad. Individuals determine what is good and bad. Parents are the ones who lay out rules. When children go to school, the school sets the code of behavior, of conduct. Are we understanding? They would say punctuality, you should attend classes on time. That's good behavior, okay? You should do your homework when you're asked. You should finish and complete your work in class. You should be attentive. You should be able to answer questions, do the work, help out, take turns, share if you're sharing your storybook, okay? These are all good, positive actions that a child needs to do. Are you understanding? Okay? So when we look at the behaviorist here, we're looking at its emphasis, okay? It's that they emphasize that for a child to behave in any manner, whether it's bad or good, they are copying from an adult, okay? Are you understanding? Yes. So when we talk of reward, okay? When we talk of praise, okay? I want to explain it in this simple manner, and then I'll relate it back to beauty, okay? Reward is, for example, today is Valentine's Day, right? Yes, okay? For those who are in a relationship, okay? Some of you might get flowers, some of you will get a card, some of you will get chocolates, okay? Or it's not about you or getting, even you might go and buy, because it's both ways, okay? You might go and buy a box of chocolate, you might go and buy sweets, you might go and buy a car if you've got the money, you might buy someone a house, okay? For Valentine's, okay? It depends with your financial status, okay? The fact that someone is buying you something, these things are all what? Are all rewards, like tokens, okay? Token of appreciation, okay? I am acknowledging that I am enjoying this relationship. I am acknowledging that I love you in this relationship. And I am acknowledging that you are playing a significant role in my life. Without you, I would not be somewhere, okay? Whether it is intellectual benefit, okay? Maybe the advice that you are giving me, we share ideas and benefiting from those ideas. Or it could be sexual benefit, okay? Or it could be emotional benefit. Okay, I've got someone to talk to when I'm in trouble, when I'm lonely, you are there for me, I can talk to you, you listen to me, or whatever, okay? Because there are a number of reasons why people go into a relationship, why people love each other. Yes, some of it can be business related. I am going in and helping someone because it's his business. They are helping me grow my business. Okay, they are helping me professionally. There are different reasons. I'm in this relationship because I'm physically attracted to you. You've got a nice body, it's nothing else. Are you understanding? Yes. So when we are in that relationship, okay, these rewards, the presents that we give each other are called rewards and tokens, okay? Are you understanding? The fact that someone will buy you sweets, someone will buy you chocolate, someone can buy you a car, someone can buy you a house, someone can take you on a holiday trip. They appreciate you. Do you give a reward to someone you're not happy with? No. They are already happy with what you are doing. They are already acknowledging the importance and the significance of you in that particular relationship. It can be even for networking. Okay? You know a lot of people, so I'll marry you. So when I marry you, I am going to be up there quicker. Because you know a lot of people are associated with a lot of people. People marry for different reasons. People date for different reasons. Okay, it's not only love that people date. Because people have got different needs. And people will prioritize what is it that they need. Okay? Okay. So the reward, the present, that is what we call, in this field, it is referred to and termed to as the reward token. Okay? You understand? And sometimes it can even stretch right to privileges. Okay? I want them to now take it back to education, and then we'll link it back to reading. In schools, what rewards can you give to a child who's listening, doing their work, reading really well, fluently? You give them work to go home and do reading work, to go and do they come back, they've done it. What reward can you give them?
Yes, exercise book.
Exercise books, yes. Okay? Those are what? Tokens, okay? Items, okay? What else could you give them? To reward them, to say, well done for completing your work, well done for completing this book and doing the work correctly.
Mathematical instruments.
Sorry?
Mathematical instruments.
Yes, mathematical instruments. What else could you give a child in order to praise them and reward them for good behavior? Mister or sir? How were you rewarded in school? When you were a student yourself, what did your teacher used to give you? Or the school itself? Certificates. Good reading certificate, good reader certificates, yes. Good writing, handwriting certificates. End of year best student, maybe if you are the top 3 students in the class, in your mid-year exams, in your final year exams, you would get certificates or you would get good prizes. Okay? What else? Sweets, cakes, biscuits, chewing gum. You call them bubble gums, but chewing gum. What else? Pens, pencils. What else could you give students if they've done well and they're happy with that?
Maybe school shoes, a bag.
Yes, a bag, a school bag, school shoes, yes. I've never, I think I gave someone school shoes, but yeah, they're not my student again, but yeah. Yeah, I did give a student who, yes, I did give a student shoes. They were having a matric dance and she didn't have shoes and stuff like that. I gave them my own shoes. Yeah, I gave them my own shoes from the UK. Yes, yeah, you do give. you do give, yes. I've given loads of things to students. Lost count. Anything else that you can give to students? Rulers, what else? Calculators, this is another popular. Yes, I bought calculators, given students calculators. And I bought even those who got rich parents and poor parents.
Yeah.
Yes. I never looked at the child's background and said, I won't give you because your parents are rich. No. And they get shocked when you give them because they say, we don't normally give things from anyone. Okay? Anything else? Pencil cases I bought. Anything else? Pairs of socks?
Yeah.
Yes, I bought. Exercise books, calendars, diaries. What? For students. Paid school fees. I have. Paid students' fees, school fees.
Maybe school for
Free education I've given. When I was running my own school. So these are tokens, okay? Yes. Okay? Anything else?
maybe school uniform.
School uniform. I don't know what it was uniform, but yeah, school uniform and there's some teachers will do that. Okay, school uniforms, yes. Maybe school shoes are part, but that wasn't included because someone got else I was thinking. Okay? So all these you can give, okay? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes, you can multiple. Even bookmarkers. We're talking about bookmarkers. Okay? Oh, yeah, I bought some bookmarkers for reading. Okay? You can. Okay? And you can make these bookmarkers with students. Okay? I'm going to show you what. Are you able? Do you know what they are? Do you know what a bookmarker is? I just saw them recently. These ones. So when a child is reading, even yourself when you're writing things, I like writing things. I plan my things. I like setting targets for myself. You can set targets for students. I've done that. And that's why I was able to get 100%. That's why when I start, I forgot, this year I decided not to, but whenever I start with lectures, I always set a class target. I want everybody to get 85%, 75%, 65%. I've always done it. I don't teach without setting a target with learners. Then when you know you don't get 65, you cannot meet my target. And the target is we agree with it. We agree on it as a class. So what do we think at the end of the term we should all be working at? 65%, 50%, 75%? It just motivates. It just motivates every learner. And they get above the target. 22 years of doing it, I would set a target, even before the target thing was introduced. I was setting a target. I didn't know that it was target setting, but I was doing it. Okay? Then I said, oh, okay, no, now that they're introducing these targets, okay. And I used to do it, but I didn't know that it was setting targets for students. So, yeah. So, target setting, okay, and then rewarding, okay? We want 65%, 55% in this class. Make sure everybody will get it, okay? Let's work towards it. How do we get it? And we all agree we work towards it and it is achieved, okay? Yes. So the reward, have you understood that when you say reward, you are giving someone to show appreciation of the good job that they've done, okay? Completing a task, finishing a task, doing the task successfully. But modern research is now saying we should not only reward good behavior, we should not only reward completion of work, because within our class, there are some learners who will never be able to get 100%. We've got learners that have got special needs or learners that have lack interest. We should reward even the smallest amount of effort. We should focus on effort rewarding rather than the results. Okay? Because the process of learning it. Okay? So this is now the theory that is contradicting this theory. Okay? Okay? It's a contemporary modern theory that is advocating saying that look, reward should not be about results only. It should be about effort and the process that the person gets through. Okay? If the person can understand, for me to be able to understand reading, for me to grasp the stages of reading, I need to learn phonetic sounds. Okay? I need them to learn 1 or 2 words. Even if they're able to read 2 words out of 10, they've understood that the sounds, that these words, okay? Okay? If someone is able to read math, it's a process, right? They started off with reading the single what? Letters. Math. So you reward the what? The sound, the phonetic pronunciation of the sounds, and then the combination of reading the word. Are you understanding? So, well done. Now you are able, and the process should be identified and told to the learner. Okay? Now, well done for learning how to sound each letter. And well done for now being able to group all these letters together in order to say the word. Because they are saying, the ECG teachers are saying that the learners are not able to combine these words to make it sound in one, to make it sound as a word. Are you understanding? They're still saying act, but after they've made this, they're not saying act, combining the two. Are you understanding? Which is the next process. You learn the sounds separately. The next process is to combine these sounds separately into one word to make one sound of one word. Are you understanding the process? Yes. And that is the process that you reward. Okay? You give tokens to. Okay? So you don't give tokens to someone, you do give tokens to someone who gets 10 out of 10 years. You can. 8 out of 10 years, 7 out of 10. Even someone who was getting 0 out of 10, now they're able to get 2 out of 10, you should still reward. Because that's a huge effort for them. Are you understanding? It's not only rewarding someone who just passed on. Because we'll look at the limitation, why it is not also advisable to do that. Okay? You've understood this concept, reward. Yes, is to give an item or an object when you are happy with someone's performance or someone doing something good. It's an act of appreciation that is given in the form of an item. You've understood? Praise, okay? With praise, it's still reinforcement, okay? Reinforcement by encouraging good behavior, good action, okay? Yeah, wait, we're still looking when a child is done good, okay? When a child copies the good things that you are doing, when a child is able to read well, when a child is copying how you read and they're able to read well, when a child is pronouncing words the way you are pronouncing them correctly, when a child takes a book and reads without you asking them to read, okay? When you give a child a story, there's written questions, they're able to answer these questions or even to do the work, okay? Quietly, without making noise, sitting down. If there's pair work, group work, they're able to sit with a book and share without fighting, without kicking, punching each other, okay? That's good behavior, right? If they're able to follow all the class rules, okay? Some of the class rules, okay? That means that their action is actually good action that is making them able to what? To study and able to attend and perform in class. Are you getting the idea of it? Okay? Praise. These are two different ways that you can encourage good behavior for it to keep being repeated. Praise, I can say, for example, I might not have seats today because we are teachers, right? Sometimes we might not have money, or the school might not have, or maybe the school only rewards maybe at the end of the we forgot badges also. Okay? You see? Badges, blue stars, like badges, I say the best student of the week or best student of the week or best mathematician or best reader, whatever, okay? We also forgot word charts. Okay, stars, giving stars and stickers, putting stars and stickers, you know them? You know stars? Like this. Even putting a star. Okay? Or buying little stars and then you remove them, put them in the book, in the student's book. And then you work out if they've got 10, you give them a certificate, if they have 5, you give them a badge. You know a badge, they stick here. Okay? They have it. Or they will have it for the rest of the term or for the rest of the year. They put them on the blazers. Okay? So badges. Reward charts, you can have a chart with all the students' names. If the child is quiet that particular lesson and be able to read and finish the work, you can give them you can check how many, how well they've behaved, and maybe if they have 10 or 20 by the end of the week, you can give them a reward and reward. Are you understanding? Okay? That's still a token, okay? They are being given something, okay? Praise, okay? Still to encourage good behavior, okay? And this you should, while we're saying this, you should implement it, you should apply it with your learners, okay? Praise is, for example, okay? Let me give you an example, okay? Someone buys you, okay, today's Valentine's, someone buys you, okay. Someone buys you a bar of chocolate that is 2,000 much. What would you say?
Thank you.
What did you say? You said, as you finished, what did you say? Someone bought you a bar of chocolate for today for Valentine's?
Yeah, thank you for the chocolate. I appreciate it. I love you.
Yes. What would you say? You are very spot on, okay? Thank you for whatever it is that you have done. I appreciate you. Just saying thank you is not enough, okay? So you have to be very specific in your praise, okay? That is what I was trying to get at. So if a student is able to get high marks, okay, in a comprehension passage, so well done for getting 10 out of 10 for the comprehension activity that you did. Well done for listening. Well done for listening while I was reading the story. Well done for answering that question very well. So well done for taking a book without me asking and reading on your own. Okay? Well done for pronouncing that word correctly. Well word dog correctly. Well done for helping Mary read or correcting Mary's reading. Okay, we have to be very specific in order for the student to actually then know and for the student to know what it is that you're happy with them, in order for the student to repeat what it is that you're happy with. Okay, if someone bought you a house for Valentine, what would you say? She's actually shy.
You can miss him. You can miss him.
How would you say it?
You need to be very excited. Really happy. Hey.
But can you see? That means for her. I've asked for a bar of chocolate. She just said, thank you, I appreciate it. But for the house, can you see she was like, eh? But no, but the expression should be the same. Even if it's a bar of chocolate, the excitement should be the same. As if it's a house that is being bought. So maybe one day the person is buying the chocolate by buying the house. I understand. But your facial expressions show that you're excited, you were shocked and stuff like that. So even facial expressions should show, okay, that you appreciate the person, okay? And even hugs are also part of the word, but that hug also, there are issues now with abuse and stuff, so you need to be very careful. Handshake, smile. The smile also indicates that you are happy with the person. Not wow, well done, raise your voice. Wild eyes, excitement, okay? These are all things that you can show to a child that you are happy with them, and that will encourage them to keep on doing the positive action. Are you understanding? So, but hugs, it depends. I think handshake, nodding, I know long break teachers used to lift up children, don't do that. I think a handshake, because of abuse, I think there are abuse issues, I think a handshake is enough. Even a pat, but don't pat where it is not appropriate. Okay? Some people say a pat on the back. Okay? So, these are demonstrations of showing that you are happy with someone. Okay? You are happy with the child, and the child will carry on doing those positive things. Are you understanding? You've understood? Okay? Even giving them privileges, like saying, okay, you can play on your phone for 5-10 minutes. You finish your work, you can play on your phone, or you can give them a coloring page. Okay, everybody else is still doing their work, you finish your work, there is a coloring page, you can color, you can ask them to go outside, to go and play, you can ask them to play with the favorite toy, bring the favorite toy, okay? Because this theory was brought even at home. Parents can use this theory at home, are you understanding? Okay? Parents can use this theory at home in the sense that they can do, what do you call it? You can ask a child to watch their favorite film, to play a video game. Some of these things you can even include them in the classroom. So you can ask them to help you out, to be the class representative for that day. Are you understanding? Yes. You can ask them to help you pack the books. Okay? You can ask them to carry your books. Okay? You can ask them to monitor everybody. That's particular. So you can give them small privileges. Okay? Yes. Is it clear? Yes. So these are all things that you can do in order to encourage a child to keep on doing positive behavior. Is there anything else that we have left out that you can do in terms of the reward and praise? Money, we forgot money. I give money to students. Then when the student realized that when they pass, I give them money, they started asking money. I said, if you ask me, I will give you. So, yes, I have given. Paid exam fees for students, I paid. Okay? So, yeah. So that's imitation, okay? You understood? So children will copy they will copy behavior of teachers or of an adult in front of them if they see that the adult is happy with them. If the adult keeps praising them, keeps giving them rewards, are you understanding? They will repeat that action, they will repeat that behavior to please the adult. Because children want to please, children imitate, they copy adults. Okay? So even if you don't buy them things, but if you show happiness, even clapping, let's clap for the whole class if the whole class passes, or if the whole class is meets a target, or if everybody passes, you can clap, even if the child does well. Let's clap for him. So clapping also. High fiving, fist fight, I've done high fives with my students. Fist fight, I don't know, they call it fist fight, because of conflict. So you can do that. And even taking students to lunch, taking classes to lunch, we have, like I think I did with the class, some of them were there. We met our target, I was actually shocked they passed. I took them out. Yes. I bought cakes, I bought drinks for students, made popcorn, brought popcorn from the village. What is this? Yeah, it's popcorn. But we've never seen it and tried it. Okay? So you can do things for your students in order to encourage them to make more positive behavior, to make the person to have an identity within your class. They understand to be part of that class, to belong to that class. Okay? Yes. Okay? Understood? Yes. Now, we are looking at negative reinforcement. So, if there is bad behavior, if a child is refusing to read, if a child is not reading at home, you give them a reading book to take home, you ask them to read, they don't want to read, they're busy playing, you ask them to do some work, they don't want to finish the work. What did you do to that? What would you do to that? Sir, what would you do to them? Because you're going to come across children who are going to do that. Even if you're not going to work in a school setting, if you're going to work with children are going to misbehave. That's now misbehaving. Okay? So if a child does not behave properly or behaves in an inappropriate manner, what are you going to do? How do you deal with a child that is not doing what you're telling them to do, or they're doing actions that are now disadvantaging them from learning? What do you do? How do you punish? Now it's punishment. What type of punishment do you give?
For example, in primary school,
Yes.
I choose the next to teachers. But now I don't think you can start.
When did you do your school? Which years? Standard one, what year were you? What year?
Two or three.
But 19, was it 90 or 2000? 2000, yeah? 2000 and
So,
2000. You're a child. 2002. I already finished this year. 2003, that's when I did my master's, started studying for my master's. So my master's is 18 years. I've had this master's for 18 years. Yes, but for me, I went to school standard one, okay? 1983. Up to 1989, but I was never beaten in school.
it was a private school.
Government school, but it was, I was taught by whites. But until 1983 to 1989, I was never beaten. So it's like, but yeah, I was never beaten. But when I started teaching myself, the school where I went to, yeah, I started teaching without a teaching qualification. Yes, it was in the ghettos. So when I started there for the first month, I was not beating children because I was not beaten ever at school. Okay? So the children would jump on the chairs, would go outside, would be laughing when I threatened I'm going to beat you, they're laughing, whatever. So then I asked them, but you are making too much noise, the master keeps coming in, bothering me, you can't control your classes, you've got a problem. Then I said, but why are you making noise? Why are you not listening? I'm not hearing other students in other classes making noise. And they said, no, because you don't beat us. Then I said, oh, okay. For me, I don't beat every day. But I'm talking about, this was like 1990, they got me to research, I got allowed to beat. So that was like 1990, I finished my end was 1995, I think. So 1996, I went and did teaching without a qualification. So then I said, oh, okay, everybody here beats. Every teacher here beats. We are making noise, and not listening because they're not beating us. I said, no, oh, okay, okay, teachers beat here. I was never beaten at school, so I thought no one else is beaten at school. Then I said, oh, okay. For me, myself, okay, I don't beat every day. But the day I catch you, I will beat you equivalent to 5 years. And you will remember my beating. Then they started laughing. And I said, okay, after a week, I think after a week or two, I saw one student once really misbehaved. I said, okay, I'm going to make an example of you. That beating that. When I was beating him, they all froze and kept quiet. The whole day, nobody said anything. No bruises, no nothing. But it's like, yeah, I beat him that. And it was like, boy. They all kept quiet for the whole week, nothing to say. All they could say was to the other teachers, oh, Miss Vivian beats. So yeah. So I think I only beat one or two students throughout my whole career. And that was like when it was still accepted. Because they knew that the day I say I beat you, I'll beat you, and I'll beat you back. For a whole 5 years, we not doing stupidity. Yes. Okay. So beating is not allowed now.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not allowed because we're saying that it does not, it fits the objective. Sometimes beating a child without explaining why you're doing it does not make sense. Okay? But as Christians, some people will say, spoil the road. Spare the road, spoil the child. I think it's that part. But we are not allowed to do that. We are not allowed to beat a child. We are not allowed to spare the child in some places. You get fired, you lose your job. It's not worth it. No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, when you lose your job, your family does not have any income, you are stuck at home. And in some process, there's been some teachers that out of anger, they've beaten children and killed them. And some have been arrested and imprisoned for badly beating a child. So, yes, you are not supposed to be, you are not supposed to. So, beating, corporal punishment, we call it. Okay? It's not allowed. Okay? So what can you do in place of corporal punishment? So please never beat a child, it's not allowed, never spank a child. Don't lay your hand on the child no matter what. Find ways of trying to deal with their bad behavior. You become a better person, and the students will like you. I've done it before. I don't beat students now. I don't.
Maybe try to talk to him more.
How do you try to talk to them? Yes. Asking them the reason why they are misbehaving. Okay, so why are you not doing your homework? Before you start, and shouting is not even allowed. That's aggressive behavior. Although teachers do it, we do it because we are doing. Sometimes you are frustrated, or sometimes you go issues at home. Yes, you are tired of telling them so many times and not listening. So yes, you are not supposed to. Teachers scream and shout. Yes, it happens because they say teaching is one of the most stressful jobs because you are dealing with human beings who you are trying to get them to study to pass. So it's very difficult. So you ask them the reason why they are misbehaving. So why did you not do your homework? Instead of just shouting, saying, no, you need to be punished. Sometimes you might, from asking why, be able to understand the reason why. Maybe they went to a funeral. Maybe their mother was sick or they were not feeling well. So maybe when you ask them and give them a chance to explain themselves to you, the reasons why they have not done it. And then from that reason, you are then able to work out whether you should punish them or not. But essentially, the same is I can say that you should be fair. you should have an element of forgiveness in your discipline, so that learners also learn to have that leniency. When someone does something wrong, I should be able to forgive that person. Okay? So first offense, you can leave it. Now depends if it's to do with health and safety. But if it is just a normal misbehavior, you can let it go, so that the learners understand, also are able to accept that you have to have tolerance to other people's behaviors. Okay. And then there is an element of forgiveness. They said teachers who are not too strict have better relationships with students. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about they are able to connect with the students are able to understand them, they have a better rapport with the students. There is an understanding and respect between the students and the teacher. And that is what you're supposed to strive for. There should be respect between your learners for you. You should have respect for your learners. It should not be respect that just comes from the learners. It should also come from the teacher. Both of you should be respectful to one another for a brilliant communicative relationship to take place. You cannot have a teacher being respectful to students who are disrespectful. Both need to be respectful in order for effective learning to happen. Because how do you learn in an environment or even with a person who disrespect? Learning cannot happen. So how do you learn? How do you expect learners to listen to you when you don't respect those learners? So both parties need to equally respect each other for effective learning to occur. You understand? Yes. So corporal punishment, we said it is not acceptable. It is not allowed. Okay? You lose your job, you can get imprisoned. Okay? It is not allowed. We should not be doing it. Okay? Yes. So speaking to learners, asking the reason why learners have misbehaved, the reason behind them misbehaving. Okay? Then when you ask them, you're also getting them to reflect on their behavior. Because some of them might misbehave without thinking that what they've done is wrong. It's only when you ask them and give them time to look at their behavior, then they will realize, oh, I was not supposed to have done it. So when you ask the reason why they have done it, is to give them an opportunity to reflect on their behavior, to look and monitor their behavior, and to also be aware of that it is not acceptable within the environment that they are, to be considerate of other people. So we are also allowing them to be aware of what caused them to behave like that. So why did you do it? Okay? If they beat up someone, why did you beat them up? I was angry. They're identifying the emotion that they were angry. I was angry, I was sad, I'm not sure, I don't know why. Because most learners will say, I don't know why I beat them. But they will always say the reason. Oh, I beat them up because he said something about my mother. Okay? Why did you say something about his mother? Okay? So you ask the learner. If it is a group, okay, that are not doing it properly or are misbehaving, you bring both of them or all of them. Why did you do X, Y, and Z to this person? Okay? You hear both sides. You allow each learner, you give each learner an opportunity to speak their opinion, to voice their opinion. Without you interrupting, you just listen, okay? And when you're asking, it is just listening. What did you say and what did you do? Only. And from what you said and what did you do will determine whether it was a wrong action or whether it was a wrong saying. Are you understanding? You don't put your judgment too much into it, okay? What did you say? What did you do? What did you say to him? What did you do to him? And why? That's it. Yeah. You don't then explain why it is not acceptable. Okay, you said this, but were you supposed to have said it? Could you not think up of another way of saying it to him? Okay? Well, how else could you have said it to him that would not have made him beat you? Okay? Are you understanding? So the person is processing and thinking of the action so that in what you are trying to do when you do that question interview, you are trying to get the learner not to say write 20 lines, tomorrow they are fighting again. Tomorrow they are not doing their work. But when you question in that manner, you are creating a child who is going to reflect, who is thinking about that particular action and trying to prevent it, and to monitor and make the so when you are angry, do you think that is the best way of doing it? When you are angry, what should you do so that you don't end up fighting? Walk away. So you're also teaching what? Conflict resolution management. Conflict management resolution. Because they need to learn, these learners, how to deal with the conflict. Because the conflicts are going to happen in life, and they're going to be there, and they'll never go away. Problems will always be in life. But you cannot keep arguing, they cannot keep arguing, fighting with everybody. At some point, you have to say, yeah, no, you can't. Okay? So, the conflict handling skills is what you're going to teach them. Okay? So, you felt angry. You were angry with what they did. Okay? To you. What should you have done? Walk away? What else?
Don't say anything.
Yes, walking away or not saying anything, but some people, when you walk away, they start pulling you back. Or if you keep quiet, they start saying, why are you not answering? You answer, they why are you answering? Okay, yeah, but you then discuss and talk about these things, okay? Okay. But walking away, not answering, how else could they solve it? And these skills, you have to teach them to your learners, no matter how old they are. Any other? Telling the teacher, most of them never tell the teacher, you know what? Go and report it to your teacher, report it to an adult. Tell your mother or report it to an adult, but the best is to report to the teacher who's there. Because you don't also want the learner to go and tell the mother, and then you are surprised that the mother comes and asks you. Are you understanding? Well, how else could you do it? Tell them how you feel. Tell the person, I do not like what you are doing. Please stop. Yeah, express your emotion. I am now angry. Please leave. Or please stop what you're doing. I'm not happy with what you're doing. Please stop what you're doing. So expressing, which is okay, you need honest to express themselves and say, and be confident to express yourself that this I am not accepting. This I am not allowing for it to be done to me. But it is then, it depends how you going to it. If you raise your voice or it's in a good manner, are you going to achieve this outcome? One is to look at tone, even how you say it, you lower your voice. And then the other thing, one is screaming, one is to lower the voice of the other. Okay? So you need to teach these skills to the learners. Okay? If the other one is explaining themselves, they should not be interrupting the other person. You cannot bring someone, it's not allowed. You cannot move into someone's space. You cannot move into invade someone else's private. It's not allowed. You are supposed to speak 1 meter apart or half a meter apart. You cannot speak to someone close to you. Someone cannot speak to you close to you. It's not allowed. The only person who can do that is your husband or your boyfriend or husband. Anyone else is invasion of privacy. You cannot move too close to someone, because if you move close to someone in this space, you are now in someone else's space. It's personal space. You invaded someone's space. You cannot. It should be arm's length. I'm speaking to you, you should be here. Arm's length. You put an arm out. If you don't know what a meter is, you put an arm out and then out. Learner should be the arm's length speaking to you. It does not matter how old the learner is. Are you understand? So you need also to see that at arm's length, yes, you can only speak to a person in arm's length. The person is not supposed to be close to you. That's now in someone's situation of privacy. You can't. And then there's certain things that you cannot say that is inappropriate. Okay? You've understood? Yes. So, how else would you punish? You said detention. Okay, what's detention? You know what detention is? Because we said, okay, correcting, now we're trying to do positive. We're trying to now solve this bad behavior. Okay? Are you understanding? We've identified that the child is behaving inappropriately. Now we're trying to make them aware of the actions, that the actions are wrong. That's the process of trying to correct the child in order to make them become what? In order to move them to positive what? Reinforcement. Are you understand? Okay? So speaking to them should be the first important thing. Asking them questions. okay? And if you are angry as a teacher, because everybody does get angry, you can leave it and keep quiet for a while and then address it when you're not angry. Or you can tell them to leave the class, it depends on the school. Some government policies will say, no, you cannot take the child out of the class, like disadvantaging the child, okay? So, yes, I've sent students out. I've had the headmasters coming and saying, now we're told the policy has changed, we're told you cannot remove the child out of the class. Please, Miss Kundera, bring with the child. Sometimes I've said no to the headmaster. If the child said no, oh, seriously, I said no. I said yes, I'm saying no, because if I bring the child back, they've done a very serious thing. I bring the child back, then all the students are going to do the same thing. Okay? I'm just trying to teach the child never to do it again. Okay? So they are not coming in with a double lesson, they are not coming. And you say, oh yeah, then that the same student will find that after a while they never do it again. Okay? But if you do it with other students, they enjoy the going out to the toilets and they're playing soccer. So I would have to identify which students would be affected with leaving the class. Okay? And then I would say to them, okay, you left the class, I want my notes, I want my work. Okay? But the alternative is to, instead of taking them out of class, you can make them stand at the corner of the class. Okay? And the same students will achieve 100%. So as long as you can justify it and say, look, I've been warning him, I warned him, he's now, okay, if this child stays in class, there are 25 to 30 learners, are we now saying that this one child is more important than the 25 learners he's disturbing? Even if you want to percentage it and put it into statistics, how do you get a student who's been disturbing everyone, 25 students, 50 students, to be allowed to stay in and disturb the whole class, and the whole class does not benefit because of one student? Can you understand? So, yes, policies are there. You're supposed to follow. The beauty is, no matter what, you cannot justify it, you will lose your license. You will not be able to teach. Okay? Are you understanding?
Yeah.
But other policies, I think, as long as you can justify it, you can put a record. Look, I've been asking you to keep quiet on this day, I did. That's why even punishment, if a child misbehaves, there should be a record of misbehavior of students. So that if anything ever happens, you can say on this date, this child beat this child. On this day, they did not do. On this date, they did not complete their work. On this day, they did not do this and that. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Then there is justification for it, because you have to justify it. And you can just justify it with your own practice, with your own experience, or with research as well. Are you understanding? Yes. Okay. Anything else? Detention. Do you know what detention is? Detention. After school, the child stays in for an hour, for 2 hours. Detention. During detention, they could be doing writing lines. So they could write 4 or 5 pages. Okay? I must do my homework. I must complete my work. I must not talk in class. I must read. I must not fight. Okay? So the writing lines on what they must not do. Are you understand? Okay? Or I must do my homework. They said it's more effective if they do lines on what they must do, not what they must not do. You understand? So you say, I must do my homework, I must keep quiet in class, I must read my book, I must get my book, my story signed, okay? Okay? I must read to my parents or read to class, I must bring my story book, I must bring my exercise books, because some students don't bring books. Okay? Understood? Okay. So detention is you are saying to a child, you cannot go home, you You cannot go into play. You cannot do a certain activity. Okay? You must be in class under supervision, doing a certain activity, doing a certain lines, writing lines, or it can be detention as in, it can be an extension of, for example, it could be 9-year work. Okay? So for an hour or 2 hours, they're weeding, they are digging, okay? They are cleaning toilets. I've had students clean toilets. They're cleaning toilets. Toilets is more effective. Students don't want to clean toilets, even adults. You will find people do not want to clean toilets. Okay? That's just natural. It's believed that. But you learn a lot when you clean someone, when you clean toilets. You just have a different perception of human beings. Trust me, you have a different perception of human beings when you clean toilets. It doesn't matter whether it's a toilet at your house or public toilet or some organization's toilet. Your perception of life and how human beings are will change automatically. Okay? So cleaning toilets, doing manual work, reading, digging, cleaning the classroom, organizing the
Study circle. Study circle.
study circle. Okay. Telling them to study, yes. That's right, yes. Telling them to study, yes. Like for example, if they've not done so well in English or in reading, they're not writing properly, they're getting low marks in spellings, okay? What you would strictly then do is you could get them to do 1 or 2 hours of study, okay? 30 minutes of study. Yeah, you could do that one. So detention can be done in various forms, okay? In lines, and actually doing manual work. You could then also do it in a different kind. What other punishment could you do? Oh, lifting furniture, moving furniture, arranging classrooms and stuff like that. Yeah, sweeping, mopping. Yeah, they don't like the mopping part. Yeah, mopping, yes. What else could you do? Watering plants, yes. The one I found very effective was cleaning toilets and then the digging. Planting maize, if the school has got a garden, planting maize, mowing the grass, slashing the grass. They didn't like that because they would say by the end of the day, my hands are sore. So even with punishment, I would choose the worst type of punishment, and it would reduce the bad behavior because I would just pick the worst type of punishment. And students used to know when I'm on duty. If you're on duty, they'll check who's on duty. This I would just pick the worst type of punishment that most people don't want to do. That was cleaning toilets or slashing the grass. And they would just say, okay, this student is on duty. I'm changing mine. I'll move into the next week. So they would ask who's on duty. Okay, yeah. Because the idea for me is punishment should be effective. You cannot have punishment if someone repeating the same thing. That's not effective.
Yeah.
That means that person is not understanding. So if punishment should be done once and very effective, it should not be repeated 2-3 times. If you find that you are doing a punishment and someone is repeating 2-3 times, then there's something wrong with your own punishment method. Because sometimes this punishment you cannot care for. It can end up promoting bad behavior in the life. Are you understanding? So, for example, if you do detention, like what I've said, like kicking someone out during their lesson, if they're enjoying themselves and they love going outside and doing football outside, they are going to want to misbehave because what they are going out there to enjoy is more favorable, more enjoyable than not doing the right thing. You understand? You understand? So sometimes punishment is not effective. Okay? It now depends with the individual child, how they receive it. But we're now moving into more of social learning theory. Okay? Yes. Okay? But here we're saying punishment. If you do punish, it's a deterrent. That's another word. Punishment is used to deter. Deterrent. deterrent, okay? It is used to prevent bad behavior happening again, okay? If you understood. You understood?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions with the punishment?
Is it okay to suspend him or her?
Yes, suspension. Suspension. What do you mean by suspension? When we suspend someone, we expel. What constitutes suspension? What constitutes expulsion? What would make a student get suspended? What sort of misbehavior?
Maybe is repeating the same.
But give me specific examples. We're still on punishment, okay? What would make you go to the headmaster and suspension and expulsions are actually determined and finalized by the head teacher, the head of department. You can't really, you have to go and ask them. You have to actually document it and get permission for that child to be expelled or suspended. Although I've always argued, sometimes even the headmaster will say, I want this child to be removed for a week. No, I've done that with my own school, suspended a teacher for the whole week. Students, I have sent them outside of the school, learning center premises. They go and do the homework. I do the homework is done outside. People walking on the street is watching and do the homework outside. That was done once or twice. Never happened again. So when I did give work, people were doing the work. Expulsion. Give me examples of what you would constitute what would be constituted for expulsion. It's to do with health and safety. Beating a child, shooting, bringing a gun. There are children who have killed children on premises. That's why you need to be very strict in behavior. You cannot allow children to misbehave at school. Because if you don't harness it, if you don't control it, that's why in America the children going into schools with guns. Because there is no stringent plan, there is no strictness, okay? There is no awareness or no conflict management resolution there. It is very vital. You should not underestimate the importance of punishment and reward. It can be between life and death. I know of students who were being bullied at school. I don't encourage bullying at home. There should be respect amongst learners. Learners should respect each other. Whether the learner is coming from a rich background or from a poor background, they are all learners. You should encourage equality within your learners. Don't have favoritism. Favoritism breeds the most resentment ever. I have never favored anyone. 22 years of teaching, I don't favor no student. I don't favor no student. To me, you are the same. Whether your parent is an MP, whether your mother is a maid, you are the same to me. You are the same, because at the end of the day, you are all students.
Yeah.
You want to be treated differently, not in my class. I've done it for 22 years. and I will never. I will ask you if you say my parent is this, I'll say, so what? Because I had better parents. WHO directors, presidents, grandchildren. So if someone else comes and says to me, I'm so and so's child, so what? So what? I had cleaners children. I mean, so what? What I'm simply saying is, it is not allowed, even the proven the school in church that the cheese is not allowed. It creates the most type of bad behavior in learners. Because learners then don't feel like they are part of that system. They feel isolated, they feel discriminated, and it is discriminatory. They should be equal respect amongst learners. Learners should respect each other, despite their background. Because if you don't teach that, your learners, when they leave, and you know what the most surprising thing? After life has got nothing to do with social status. It has nothing to do with social status. I've gone to school with ministers' children. When we walk there outside, when the ministers are no longer in position, they are the same. I understand. Life at the end of the day, when you leave school, we are all the same. It will be just as easy to say, yeah, my dad was an MP, yeah, my dad was a director, my mother was a maid, my mother was a cleaner, so what? What have you done with your own life? Are you understanding? So you should try and treat all learners equal, and all learners should at least enable, should have respect for one another. Don't you? Really as children. Arrogant, some are arrogant, but some are down. But what I'm simply saying is, I don't, out of all of it, I think all the learners I have taught appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, it's about you as an individual, how you relate to life. You should be assessed as an individual, and not to make society assess you based on your background, on your parents' background. Because at the end of the day, your parents will die. You have to support yourself, you have to live yourself, and you cannot live in an image of your parent. At some point, it actually becomes a name, say my father used to be. At 50, 60, I still say my father used to be. So what is needed is to make a name for yourself to be accountable for what you've done. Are you understanding? Yes. So that is what is really important. Okay? Yes. So you have learners, irregardless of their race. I never consider anyone according to their race. I teach a white student, it is the same as a black child. I will never done it. To offer better treatment to someone because of their race. I teach you all the same. Because at the end of the day, you're all students. And at the end of the day, you're all here for one thing, is to get an education. So I need to do my job. So, and that is what you're supposed to do as a teacher. So, no favoritism, okay? And sometimes even in punishment, even in reward, you should say, are you understanding? If you have, and the other thing is setting rules for everybody. So before you start, these are our rules. Let's agree that this is our classroom rules. You should attend classes on time. You should read the story. You should make sure you finish your work. If you don't understand, you should ask me. So have these rules. Set boundaries, they call them classroom boundaries. They should be set before you start punishing. You don't punish without telling learners of what you expect out of their behavior. Are you understanding? It is not fair punishment. You cannot say to someone, I'm punishing you for not reading, when you have not told them that if you do not read, I'm going to punish you. Are you understanding? Someone should be punished with the ideology, okay, that they were made aware of it, okay? They were made aware of it. You were told, if you don't come on time, don't read your book, don't complete your work, this is what you're going to do. This is what is going to happen. And you follow through the punishment. You don't set punishments and then you don't follow through. Are you understanding? You've understood. So punishment should be followed through. But after discussing and agreeing and creating a consensus, okay, with the learners, are we understanding? Yes. Okay. So just to summarize, yes, behavioral theory just looks at actions and how learners copy each other. I mean, how learners copy others. And the key words that are used and associated within the behavioristic theory is imitation, we said copying is reward, tokens, giving items and objects, okay? To show appreciation and acknowledging. So it's acknowledging that the person, recognizing that the person is done well, recognizing that you are well pleased with the person for what they have done, for their effort, for their time, okay, for the results, okay? So don't just reward and don't just punish because of the results. Consider the process of how they did it also, and the effort and the time. Are you understanding? Okay? And also the punishments, we've talked about the different punishments. We've also then talked about what type of reward systems you could have. We said you can have certificates, timeout, privilege time, it's called certificates, badges, reward charts, stationery, okay? Yes. And also giving them duties, responsibilities within the classroom, okay? Any questions? We have not looked at, I just explained the concepts. I have not looked at the strengths and weaknesses and the limitations of it. Although I did delve into some limitations, but very few. I think we will then unpick those next week, unless if anyone has got any questions. So next week we'll still be on behavioral theory, but please read so that we can have a fruitful debate. And we are now then critically evaluating how effective is this theory and its relevance to the teaching and learning of people. So what I would like you to do next week, please come read on this behavioral theory because it's going to be part of your assignment. So start reading. I want an article, and you're going to do some presentation on it. So we'll do a group presentation next week. On the strengths, weaknesses, the limitations of behavioral theory in teaching and learning of people. Okay? So that article that you've brought in class and that you've read, you'll be able to also use it in your assignment. And bear in mind with their assignments, I actually want about 10 references. Okay? 10 books. Okay? So that's the second assignment. Okay? We close in June, so the second assignment I think would be June, April. I think if you can do it in April, but I'll double check the calendar. If you can do it earlier, the better. Okay? Is it clear? Yes. Then you get my assignments out of the way. When the other lecturer is asking for the assignments, yours you would have handed it in. Oh, and can you sign right up to the end, please? Because I have issues, so sometimes people do. Offices will not open something. Just sign it right up to the end, but please don't indicate the date. Yes, all of you, please. Because sometimes I'm not able to get the registers. So when I need to fill in the timesheets, sometimes the office is closed. So just put the date. So can you do that on all of you? Okay. Any questions before I say that's the end of the lecture? Any questions? So let's look at, for next week, let's look at an article, recent article, maybe two, just in case that maybe you might just all read the same article. Please look at two different articles. Read on behaviorist theory and how it is applied in the teaching and learning of English. Okay? And then you are going to present. So I'm also going to check your presentation skills. So in case on your second assignment you don't do so well, the presentation will also reach the marks if you don't do so well on your essay. Any questions? And then the other aspects I did give you, like learn the language techniques, the different language skills, okay? A question may be asked on the different language skills, the different types of language skills. look at the process of reading, concepts that are associated with reading and stuff. But we will, mid-semesters, I heard that they're on the 5th of March, so please start reading and preparing for it, okay? Set yourself for a month, so please start reading. Okay, so another question that might come might be write a lesson plan on how to teach reading to 5 to 6 year olds. We're going to do lesson plans, okay? Write one theory associated with teaching and reading, okay? So we'll look into it, remind me 2-3 weeks before, so we can revise what to expect in the next semester, okay? Okay. Someone said it's on the 4th. It's on the 4th and the 5th of March. That's when we have the next semesters. 6, yes. So I'll need at least 2 weeks. I'll need 2 weeks to actually revise. Okay? Okay. Any questions before I leave? Okay. So even the online students, distance learners, please start working on reading 2 articles associated with behaviorist theory, because that's the second assignment.